News from the Borderland. This is EPAS Unleashed.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to EPAS Unleashed. I'm your host, Jessica Navarro, and today we have a very special topic. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. We do have a very special guest joining us to talk all about mental health. Can you tell us your name, a little bit about you, and your organization?
Yes, thank you so much for having me. My name is Isidro Torres. I'm the executive director with NAMI Paso, and we're the local affiliate of the National Alliance on Mental Illness.
Awesome. And can you tell us a little bit about how long you've been working with this organization and how you got started working there?
Yeah, I actually got started with NAMI just because I was, looking around, looking to do volunteer work. At the time, I was a computer science major.
Oh, wow.
They were looking for someone to help them on their website and things like that.
Mhm.
And so I found one not a perfect way to kind of give back. But once I started volunteering with them and kind of looking at the work that NAMI does, it was the first time that I saw families and individuals and moms and dads and tias and tios talking about mental health, something that I hadn't seen in my entire life, despite having seen mental health crises and not being able to put a name to it. And so that was in 2015 when I started volunteering. I fell into different things like our big walk that we hold in the fall. And just kind of from there, I became part of staff in 2016 and have held various positions with the organization since then. And I've been really grateful for the journey that I've been on with Manuel Paso.
That's awesome. And I'm sure some of our listeners are probably wondering, what does animal welfare have to do with mental health? Well, we'll get to that. But before, can you just talk a little bit about the organization? Because it was the first time that I was introduced to this organization. So can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so our national organization, NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, is the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization. And so we are the local chapter, the local affiliate here in El Paso. And a lot of our focus and our work is using shared experiences and what we know about mental health to provide support and education to individuals, bringing awareness to our community and providing advocacy. And so we aren't necessarily the therapists, the social workers,
Hmm.
the psychiatrists or psychologists. We are family members living with mental health conditions, individuals living with mental health conditions themselves,
Hmm.
partnering with our greater mental health community to build a better world for those living with mental health conditions, their family members, and really everybody involved.
Yeah, and I think that's really important because, like you mentioned, me as well, growing up, I didn't really hear about mental health. Although now looking back, I know that I was experiencing that growing up and seeing, loved ones and even, schoolmates that were suffering from mental health crises. So, can we talk a little bit about mental health?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we all experience mental health the same way we experience physical health, but I think it's really taken a long time for us to get to a point where we're really focusing on both of them in the same way
Yeah.
and looking at our health holistically.
Mm.
And when we talk about mental health conditions are medical conditions, like anything else that impact our health, asthma, diabetes, or anything else. And so, 1 in 5 individuals in the US are impacted by a mental health condition in a given year. And so, that's fairly common,
Yeah.
more common than some other public health issues that we talk about. And so, it's fairly important to really have these conversations and also work to advocate and bring awareness to this to make sure that our communities have the adequate resources to sort of address it and to talk about it. Uh, the average delay between someone getting help and having symptoms is 8 to 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So many things can happen within those 8 to 10 years. And so it's important that we continuously have these conversations in our day to day lives when we talk about mental health.
Yeah. Oh man, that is crazy. I did not know that. Can we talk a little bit about like I guess the warning signs in mental health? Because I feel like you said, now we're barely starting to start to see um this shown more commonly and for it to be out there. But can we talk a little bit more about the warning signs that we might want to look for?
Yeah, 100%. Within mental health conditions, there's different conditions, and each of them have different particular symptoms and things for diagnoses. But when we talk about general warning signs and things to look at, when we look at the duration, how long are these symptoms lasting, their intensity, how much are they impacting our day-to-day lives, you know, is it keeping us from getting out of bed in the morning, is it keeping us from having appropriate conversations and relationships within the workplace or in our personal lives. And really, it's, again, severity of them. And so some of the common ones, feeling sad, maybe for more than 2 weeks. There's a lingering sadness, feeling of hopelessness or helplessness, feeling anxious constantly. We all feel anxious if we have something big coming up or there's something important in our life happening. But if that feeling of anxiety stays there and is with us for, long periods of time, that could be a warning sign. Excessive use of substances such as alcohol or other drugs to kind of mitigate other symptoms. This warning sign that we need to take a look at. Weight loss, weight gain that happens rapidly over time, not being able to sit still, behaving recklessly, having no care for one's safety or others around us. Those are some of the warning signs. Again, duration and intensity are an important thing to look at. And these warning signs maybe don't necessarily mean that there's a mental health condition, but it is definitely a sign that maybe there's a conversation to be had. Someone, with a professional, with our family members, to really take a look at what's happening behind those warning signs. And if there's a mental health condition, knowing that there's support and help out there. I'm not going to say it's the easiest system to navigate, but knowing that there's groups out there like NAMI who are ready to stand with you on that journey, and we know it could be a very difficult one.
Yeah, and on that note, can we talk a little bit more about, support groups or resources in case somebody is realizing that maybe that is what they're needing?
Yeah, some of the exciting things we have at NAMI that we offer to our community at no cost are like our support groups. We have support groups that we do virtually on Zoom every Thursday, 6:30 to 8, that anybody can join. You have to be 18 and over. Really, we don't ask for any diagnoses. We're not asking for any personal information other than your name, phone number, that you qualify, emergency contact information. And so our support groups, our connections recovery support groups, are wonderful to really kind of, if you're trying to start to navigate that journey, because again, we train all of our facilitators and our program leaders who have lived experience to lead these groups. Other individuals who may have been in similar situations are there with you to go through that journey and talk about what's worked for them, what hasn't worked for them, and really navigating what could be a very, very scary thing for some. We also have a family support group for family members of individuals with lived mental health conditions, living with mental health conditions, and some family, really giving families tools and resources so that they can support their loved ones. Because a lot of times in our communities, the stigma and the myths and stereotypes when it comes to mental health can be a barrier and a huge obstacle to sort of having those important conversations and healing. We also offer other programs, classes for family members, for parents and caregivers. We have classes for peers themselves. We do presentations in the community. So we have a lot of wonderful resources, and we encourage everybody to connect with us. And if, our resources maybe not be something for you, we have wonderful connections with wonderful providers and organizations in our community who have resources and have support to help our community in any way that we can meet them where they're at.
That's awesome. That's such amazing work. I'm so glad that this is available for people. And of course, like I mentioned in the beginning, people are probably wondering, how does animal welfare and mental health correlate together? But how can pets benefit those with their mental health?
Right. There's many ways, and I think starting from the beginning, not too familiar exactly, but I know there was a recent study done, or fairly recent study done, looking at mental health and animals and pets. And it found that 60% of individuals with chronic mental health conditions found their pets as important as a family member. And so, sorry, I cut yourself.
No, it's okay. He agreed.
And so they find them as important as our family member. And so,
Mhm.
our pets then are not judgmental, right?
Yeah.
They're with us through and through.
Yeah.
And so that can be very important for individuals who may be experiencing isolation, may be experiencing difficult finding that support system, having someone there like a pet, having them there to kind of be there and not feel so alone and go through them with their bad days,
Yeah.
days and every days is really important. And that, at the basis is important when we talk about our pets, but it could even become more important than there, emotional support animals
Yeah.
are another way where individuals, get are working with the provider, with the professional, mental health professional, and they provide them with documentation, with resources to say, this is an emotional support animal.
Yeah.
So we providing that support to that individual who may be living with that mental health condition and offer some protections as they go through that journey. The step up is service animals who are actually on the job, who are
Yeah.
there can help someone remember to take their medication, can help someone turn on lights or go through rooms, or even help someone from doing self-harming behaviors. It's definitely another step that can help. And therapy, there's therapy animals, therapy dogs who go out and are providing service to help those who are living with mental health conditions go through treatment or some sort of support. Equine therapy is one example. And so, our pets are, again, they're there. They're another family member, they're a loved one who can really help guide. And individuals, no, a lot of our program leaders bring their support animals or their pets or service animals to our presentations to give their presentation. So you can see how charming and how healing could be to have them there to support them. And so pets are so wonderful and a wonderful support system for someone.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just to kind of piggyback off that, like my pets at home, I have 5 dogs, and they know when I'm feeling a little down, they'll come to me, and that always makes me feel better. Or sometimes when, I'm having a bad day, I don't want to get out of bed, but I know that I need to. They're there to remind me if I don't get out of bed, they're probably going to use the restroom, on the floor, and I don't want that. So I get up out of bed, I take him out, and that really, gets me out of bed and gets me outside too. I think that's really a benefit for me personally, being out in nature and just whether it's a walk or just even going to my backyard, taking my dog, it gives me kind of like a little purpose, even if it's for, a couple minutes just to take them out to use the restroom or to go on a walk. And that I know has gotten me those just little things have gotten me through some really hard times. So I'm like super grateful for my pets at home, for being there and not judging me when I'm not looking too great, but they don't care. They don't know. No. And I might feel a little bit, like I don't want my friends or family to see me this way, but I know that my dog is there and they're not going to say anything or they're not going to judge me later on. So they're there to help me get through that tough time. And also even, volunteering here at the animal shelter could be really beneficial, for somebody, maybe with their mental health as well.
Yeah, 100% volunteering and getting out there. We all have different situations, and maybe finding volunteering and being at the animal shelter is another way to get that time um, to even do a little self-care, maybe
Yeah.
self-care for someone.
Mhm.
Just kind of engaging and interacting, something that they can do for themselves,
Yeah.
despite the obstacles and challenges that they may be experiencing when it comes to their mental health is really important. When I talk about self-care and when we go out into the community and talk about what it means, we really try to kind of, just switch up the conversation when it comes to self-care, because it doesn't necessarily mean oh, I have to go do an hour spa day, or I have to do a
Yeah.
spa day, I have to go do a massage, or I have to go do something that some people might find, inaccessible to them. It could be simply coming out here and helping the animal shelter, helping make sure our animals are being adopted and finding further homes.
Yeah.
That can be very strong and really healing for individuals. And so, self-care and what I like to call the mental health toolkit really just depends on everybody. Everybody finds their own, and what a wonderful way to do if you love pets and love helping others to come out and volunteer at the animal shelter.
Yeah, definitely. And we even have a program for kiddos ages 8 to 13. It's a little book club. They read to the cats, and I always, whenever, they're sitting and reading to the cats, I see how calm they get, because during the presentation they're very excited, they're hyped up, and their emotions are all over the place, and then once they get into that room and they're reading to the cats, they really kind of center in on, reading to these pets and helping them out. And I think it really helps them just as much as it helps the animals. So it's really beneficial, I think, to be around animals. Less stress, I feel, when you're around pets. I mean, for like you said, everybody's different, but I find that to be really soothing for me.
I think maybe tell me a little bit more about this, but
Mhm.
I've heard about the program of where you have to jog with
Oh
dogs into
yes,
that.
yeah, our
And that's
rescue
wonderful
runnies.
because you kind
Hmm.
of bring, as we take care of our physical health, we're also taking care of our mental health. That's a
Exactly.
wonderful program, a wonderful thing that individuals can get out,
Hmm.
do a physical activity that again helps their mental health.
Yeah, definitely. Um, and is there anything else that you would like to add about your organization? I know that we were kind of talking about some presentations that you all offer to our community. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, 100%. We have a variety of classes and presentations. We do our best to have support for all individuals involved when it comes to mental health, like
Mhm.
the individuals themselves, family members, parents, caregivers. And so all of that is available on our website. But some of the exciting things we're doing within our community, invite everybody to connect with us
Mhm.
and join us is we have an Ending the Silence program that's really wonderful for middle school and high school students. So we're going out to the schools, we're going out to the communities to teach them about the warning signs of mental health conditions, how to have those conversations, especially at such a young age.
Yeah.
We know that 50% of lifetime mental health conditions begin by the age of 14
Oh, wow.
and 75% by the age of 24 in terms of cases. And so we know it's important to really get that information out there at a young and early age,
Yeah.
especially with all the impact that we've seen, negative and positive, on youth in the past recent years. So that's a wonderful presentation that we get to do. We're doing a lot of things in mental health in the workplace. Bringing them that conversation now that we're 4 years out of pandemic,
Yeah.
however you look at it.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of work to be done and a lot of conversation that came from it. And the important thing is that action follows. Again, we also have free classes, both in English and in Spanish. Family members, caregivers, parents. Um, we do them. We try to do them virtually and in person. All of that is available on our website at NAMI.org. We invite everybody to stay connected with us on social media as we do a lot of awareness and events throughout the community. We have a big walk at Escarate in October. That we're really looking forward to and excited about. But yeah, we're just always out there sharing our stories and standing next to our community. And anybody who wants to volunteer to share their story, we have wonderful volunteer opportunities for them to come join us. And yeah, we're just really working on, to bring that awareness.
Yeah.
You mentioned this month is Mental Health Awareness Month, and our national team uh, put out a theme called Take This Moment. I just move it around, but really about taking the moment to really talk about mental health, focus on our mental health, and not only during the month of May, but whenever we can. And it could really just be a moment that
Yeah.
can really change our mental health. And so we encourage everybody to take that moment and join us in those efforts to bring awareness and educating my community.
That's awesome. Is there anything else you would like to add? Because I think that's a perfect ending note to take the moment and to hopefully, raise awareness about this topic and, of course, maybe get some people to come out and volunteer with us for their mental health or even adopt with us for their mental health.
Yeah, 100% no. I, nothing else. Thank you so much for having me and
No, thank you.
for letting me come on and talk about mental health again. Um, these worlds collide perfectly
Yeah.
when it comes to the animal shelter and their pets and
Hmm.
mental health for so many people. And so
Yes.
it's a wonderful way to have that conversation. So I really appreciate you having me today.
No, yes, thank you so much. I'm sure you're very busy, so we greatly appreciate you coming down and talking about this topic with us. But with that, we would just like to tell everybody thank you so much for listening in, and we hope that you like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.